Hey guys, Steve here with Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and today I'm going to show you how to install our Tusk UTV Seat Heater kit. Who doesn't want heated seats? They add to rider comfort, especially in cooler conditions. Tusk offers these kits as a universal application, so they will fit just about any UTV you want to put them in. The kits are pretty simple. They come with a backrest element, a seat element, wiring harness, toggle switch, and they're pretty easy to install. So today I'm going to show you how to install that on this 2018 RZR 4 900. To do this job, you're going to need a basic set of hand tools and a few specialty tools as well, like Torx bits, maybe a multimeter, a test light, a thin flat blade screwdriver, and obviously the Tusk UTV Seat Heater kits. Let's open one up and see what's inside. What comes in one seat kit is your wiring harness, toggle switch with a high and low, zip ties, 2 heating elements, and reflective tape. This kit pulls 50 watts and can reach a max temp of 158 degrees, so plenty of heat to keep you warm. All right, let's get started. First, we want to remove all of the seats to gain access to the battery and center consoles. Next, let's disconnect the battery. We don't want to get shocked, and we don't want to damage any electrical components either. Now that we have the seat out, let's remove the seat base and frame and the Torx fasteners. Now that we have the seat base and frame removed, we need to remove the cover by removing staples that attach it to it. There are lots of different types of seat covers. Some have Velcro, some have a plastic press fit style or staple style. Today in this video, we're going to show you the staple style method. Grab a small flat blade screwdriver. That seems to be the tool that works best for me. You can use a variety of things, some needle nose or some dikes. Whatever works good for you to pull out the staples. First, let's remove this material strip to expose the staples that hold the cover to the base. Just be careful not to tear the seat cover itself. Take your flat blade screwdriver and slowly press it underneath your staple and pull up on it. And continue to remove the staples as needed. Now that we have the staples out, we'll go ahead and peel the cover back over the edge of the seat base. So removing the cover, starting from the bottom to the top or the back to the front, you don't necessarily need to remove all the staples. You just want to expose enough of the foam padding to put your heating element. If you have to remove them all and remove the cover, that's fine. It just makes it easier for reinstallation if you've already got staples in the top portion or the front portion of the seat. Be careful not to pull off the Velcro adhesive strips when pulling off the cover. Take one of your heating elements and place it on the foam for dry fitment. The reason we want to dry fit it is we might need to trim it for correct fitment. To achieve correct fitment, there's a few things I want to point out first about the heating element. You have your power wires running in, but there are vertical inner wires that run up both sides of the heating element to the top. You want to be careful not to cut these. They're kind of a light brown color, but don't cut them, otherwise the heating element won't work correctly. But we do need to mark this and trim it so that it will fit correctly. So we have our Sharpie marker, and we're going to go ahead and make marks where we'd like to trim it. Now that we have it marked up, let's take durable scissors and trim it. Now that we have our heating element trimmed, we'll flip it over, and on the back side it's got 2 adhesive strips that are already installed on it, and that's simple. You just peel those off and press it firmly on the foam. The kit also comes with this reflective tape, and you can trim this, but you want to apply this on any area that doesn't have the adhesive strips on it already, or any additional areas that you feel need to be secured to the foam better. A quick note, once you've exposed the foam, make sure that it's dry first, otherwise any of your adhesive tape won't stick to it as well. You may need to let it dry for a few days. Now that we have our heating element installed on the backrest, it's the same procedure on the seat, just a little bit different shape. So go ahead and do your dry fitment, your marking, and your trimming, and then adhere that to it, and then it will also be ready to recover. As you're recovering, align your Velcro straps and press down firmly so that they connect, and just work your way down the cover as you pull it over the sides for a firm fit. A quick tip, grab you some tape and go ahead and tape your heating element wire out of the way, just so it doesn't get in the way while you're trying to stretch the cover and staple. Now that we've got the cover wrapped around it, we can start stapling. grab the cover and you want to stretch it over the side and staple it, and maybe do 5 on one side, then move to the other side and do 5, and work your way from top to bottom and then from outer to inner. The preferable tool to do this is a pneumatic staple gun. You can use a manual one just as long as you have 1/4-inch stainless steel upholstery staples, but today we're going to use the pneumatic staple gun. Now that we've got the cover stapled on, we just need to put the trim strip on. You have to fold it apart to get your staple gun in there, but it hides the staples very well and looks good. The last part of the cover, just stretch it over. Keep clear of the cable, we don't want to staple it. Now that we're done stapling the seat covers back on, go ahead and reinstall it back onto the frame the same way you disassembled it with the Torx bits. Be careful not to pinch the wires and route them in such a way that you can use one of the zip ties to secure the wires to the frame. Now that we've got the seats done, let's move on to installing the wiring harness into the machine. They're fairly simple wiring harness, and each kit comes with their own wiring harness. Now keep in mind, these are designed to have the toggle switch mount in the center console. So be thinking to where you want to mount that before we remove the center console. So let's get started. To remove the center console, remove the rubber boots over the seat belts and shift lever, along with the Torx bolts and plastic push rivets. Lay out the wiring harness along the center for dry fitment. This will help with rocker switch placement, as it may vary from your original choice of placement due to the wiring harness routing. Make a note that when you secure your wiring harness, don't secure it to coolant lines or your drive line or anything moving that may damage the wiring harness. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to install this wiring harness. One is the universal way for most UTVs, and 2, the installation on this 2018 RZR 900. Always check with your OEM service manual or contact your manufacturer's technical service department for more information anytime you tie into an existing wiring harness. The first way I want to show you is the universal installation. I like to run my wires close to the fuse box and tie in there. Grab your test light or multimeter and check your accessory fuse for power. Turn the key on. We've got power, so we know this circuit's good. We'll just use our crimp connector and tie into this wire. Most manufacturers will have an accessory circuit that is already built in, but you need to double check to be sure. Keep in mind the amount of seat heaters, light bars, and stereo equipment will directly affect your machine's electrical system, so make sure your machine can meet or exceed your power supply demand. Now we just need to connect our black wire to ground and our red wire to positive. The second way is on this RZR, and we can utilize the factory bus bar. Not all models come with them, and there is also the factory wiring harness that may or may not come installed as well, but double check your model to make sure. After removing the hood, install everything previously shown the same way, except for we're going to route the power supply wires to the front of the unit to the bus bar. Now we need to install our rocker switches. Our kit comes with a small template. You just need to cut it out, place it on your console, trace it out, cut it out, and install your switches. I found an easy way is use a 1/8" drill bit, drill each corner out, and then you can connect the dots to cut it out. Now that our rocker switches are installed, let's go ahead and install the console, install the seats, plug in the connectors to the seats. I like to use a little dielectric grease, and then let's go ahead and test them. I hope this helps you out with your install on your UTV heated seats. Keep you nice and warm outside. Check out our website, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, for more parts, apparel, and accessories. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is Steve. Thanks for watching.